and welcome to the Small Business Tax Savings Podcast, powered by JETRO and Associates. Get ready for another action-packed episode from our team that will help you save time, taxes, and keep more money in your pocket.
Hello, listeners, and thanks for tuning in for another episode of the Small Business Tax Savings Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Jesowshek. I'm a CPA and founder over at JETRO and Associates, and I hope you guys are having a happy holidays and ending 2018 off on the right foot. And as we wrap up this year, I wanted to get one last summary episode out to everyone to recap some things that you can still or may need to do before year end. So pay attention here as we kind of do a summary of what we've discussed the last couple weeks. First off, for cash basis filers, expense acceleration or income deferment can still be done. If you have any kind of expenses that you plan to make in the new year, this can be equipment, this could be advertising, any kind of training, something like that. You can pay for it now before the year's out and get that expense in 2018 to help lower your tax liability this year. On the other side of the coin, if you have income that was planned to hit here yet in 2018 in December here, you can ask your customers to push it into the beginning of the new year, to shift that income to the new year, and so that will remove it from this 2018 taxable income. Second piece is 1099s. 1099s are due to vendors at the end of January, and this would be for vendors that you pay over $600 to. Now, it's important to note that payments that you make via credit card or services like PayPal, you do not need to send 1099s for them. You also do not need to send 1099s to C or S corporations. However, you typically will not know if they're a C or S corporation until you ask a W-9 from them. So be sure to get those W-9s, make records of who you paid out in 2018 so that you can get that out right away in January and relieve kind of that 1099 stress. Check out our blog article for more information on what you might need, who might qualify as you start to gather more and more documents. Item number 3 is the health insurance deduction. If you are an S-Corp owner, remember that your health insurance premiums have to be ran through the business and they must be included on your W-2 income to get that health insurance deduction being self-employed. If you haven't done this already, contact your payroll provider so that they can make that adjustment on your W-2 for you. If you are a sole proprietor or a single member LLC, you will take the deduction simply on your personal side. So this is more for those S corporations. The next item is S-Corp reasonable salary. And as you probably know, S-Corp owners must be paid a reasonable salary, and this salary has to be done before the end of the year. So if you're an S-Corp business owner that has not processed a reasonable salary yet or need to make an increase to your salary to make it reasonable, it's important that you do that now before the year's over. Another item is bookkeeping. Get it done now, people. We are entering tax season, and the last thing that you want to be doing as you kind of go through the stress of tax season is trying to figure out expenses from 9 months ago and try to figure out what they were. So just bite the bullet if you haven't already got it. If you haven't already do your bookkeeping on a regular basis, bite the bullet now. Take some time to get your bookkeeping completed before year end so you can have a much less stressful tax season. And finally, retirement options. As a reminder, the solo 401k setup deadline is 12/31/18. So be sure if you are doing that solo 401k, be sure you have it set up before the end of the year. Keep in mind that contributions to both the solo 401k and the SEP IRA can be made in the new year. So the contributions don't necessarily have to be made this year for those two plans, but the setup must be done. Again, that's kind of my wrap up, some things to consider as we're entering into the end of the year. We're kind of going down the final stretch here. So check out our articles, check out our blog posts, reach out to us if you have any questions on the things we discussed. But as a reminder, some of the big important items are expense acceleration or income deferment. Be sure to take advantage of those if it makes sense for your business. Start prepping for those 1099s. It's going to come up quick in January. If you have the health insurance premiums that you're paying personally and you're an owner of the company, be sure you're doing it correctly for the S-Corp. Make sure you're including it on your W-2. And for the S-Corp reasonable salary, make sure that you're getting that S-Corp reasonable salary ran before the end of the year if necessary. Get your bookkeeping completed. It's going to make tax season super easy, less stressful. And if you need to have set up any retirement options, be sure you look into the deadlines of those. I will talk to all of you in the new year. We'll be continuing our regular podcast weekly into the new year, and we really look forward to continuing to service you guys and being able to provide a great product. I want to thank you guys and thank everyone for listening to us in 2018. If you have requests for things that you want us to discuss or talk about, shoot me an email. You can shoot me an email at sales@jetrotax.com. Any topics you want to learn more about, any feedback, any recommendations you have for us, feel free to shoot that back. We appreciate everything that you guys bring to the table, and we like servicing you. Everyone, have a great new year, and we'll see you in 2019.
This has been another episode of the Small Business Tax Savings Podcast from the team at JETRO and Associates. If you have any questions, feel free to email them. tax@jetrotax.com. We have packages for small business owners starting at just $75 a month. If you enjoyed our podcast, please take the time out to give us a 5-star review in iTunes or wherever you listen. This helps us to bring you useful tips to help you grow your small business. Thanks for listening and have a great day.